Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new Ninjago video here on the channel. My name is TannerFishies. In today's video, we are going to be discussing the possible storyline that we could see for Ninjago Dragons Rising Season 3, featuring Jay as the primary villain. Now with that being said, before we even get any further in today's video, there is your official spoiler warning for Ninjago Dragons Rising Season 2 Part 2. As I have been mentioning across a lot of my videos, all of the episodes have been leaked early. Again, there is your official spoiler warning. So in Dragons Rising Season 2 Part 2, we see Jay entering the Tournament of the Sources, working under Lord Ras and the Wolfmask Shadow Army, without a lot of explanation given as to why he is even there. However, during his match against Nia in the tournament, a couple of major things are addressed. For one, Jay knows Shatterspin, and for two, he is very much against the ninja, even telling Nia that he will forever hate her, which is some pretty harsh words coming from Jay, but obviously Jay does not have any of his memories, nor does he know exactly who he was before the merge, so a lot of this does make sense, and a lot of this does kind of lend itself to future storylines. And also, like I said, there was not a lot of explanation given as to why Jay was even here to begin with. I'm hoping that a lot of that is mentioned in Season 3 or even beyond. In fact, I would love for there to be an entire part of Season 3, an entire 10-episode arc dedicated to finding Jay and returning him to the ninja team, while also explaining what exactly his story has been since the merge. And I feel like that could be Season 3 Part 1, otherwise known as the chapter of Ninjago set for release in spring 2025. The reason I say this is because of the set list, which, taking a look at this set list for 2025's Ninjago line, after watching Season 2 Part 2, a lot of this does kind of make sense. For one, we have the Dragonian Storm Village, which very much could be the Devonian Storm Village, not to mention we have a lot of other storm-themed sets as well, including Kai's Storm Rider mech and Lord Ras's Storm Jet. Now, like I've been saying in some of my previous videos, this set list is not final, these names are subject to change, but what if all of these sets are for a season where Jay is the main villain, and maybe this gigantic storm was caused by him? Now remember, at the end of Season 2 Part 2, Kai and Nia set out on a quest to find Jay. Maybe this turns into the entire team going after Jay. Who's to say? Maybe there are some other things going on in Season 3 as well that need to be addressed, you know, with the Forbidden 5 and all of that. More on that later though, but regardless, there will be a plot in Season 3 of at least some of the ninja tracking down Jay. So some of these sets for sure involve Jay, but did Jay make the storm? Well, I initially thought that all of this storm stuff might have been from Lord Ras stealing Jay's powers, but maybe the storm is just fully Jay himself, something that he specifically caused. Maybe the reason why Lord Ras has a storm jet is for the same reason why Kai might have a Storm Rider mech, in the same way that Kai might be using his mech to traverse the storm made by Jay. Maybe Lord Ras's storm jet is meant to be the exact same thing, a jet that can handle the power of Jay's storm, and as such, maybe we could see an alliance forming between the ninja and Lord Ras, which at this point, his team would consist of just him and Aaron. So I feel like that could check out. In the meantime, we have a lot of Forbidden 5 stuff happening as well. Maybe all of that could be addressed later in Season 3, but I would love for Part 1 of Season 3 to be all about Jay. Now, maybe Jay makes this massive storm out of sheer anger or hatred for the ninja and everything that they stand for. Maybe he makes this gigantic storm to isolate himself from everyone, because of course, ever since the merge, Jay has either been at the administration, which did not go well for him, or with Lord Ras, and he ultimately was kicked out of that group too. So maybe this gigantic storm has been set up as a way for Jay to isolate himself from everyone, or maybe this is a more sinister plot. Maybe Jay plans to use his lightning powers as a way to possibly control a certain part of the merged realms, or maybe rule the entirety of the merged realms. Remember, since Jay knows Shatterspin, and he has at least used it once that we know of, he's probably used it more times, his goodness has been shattered, because that's exactly what Shatterspin does. It shatters your goodness, it shatters your soul, and since we saw Jay with red eyes during Season 2 Part 2, and again, he mentions that he will always hate Nia, I feel like Jay being a villain is at least possible. I feel like him shattering his goodness has been happening for a while. We have no idea how long Lord Ras has been training Jay in Shatterspin. He could very well be very much gone at this point. The set list might also suggest where exactly the storm might be happening, or at least where the core of the storm would be. Maybe it's in some type of forest, considering how we have a set called Lloyd's Forest Dragon, or maybe it could be in the Devonian Village, if the Dragonian Storm Village will in fact be the Devonian Storm Village. Maybe Jay takes over a Devonian village, and that's why the ninja find him. Maybe the Master of Reflex from Season 2 Part 2 reaches out to the ninja. Hey, one of your own is taking over my village. Come fix this. Or something like that. Either way, in Season 3, or whenever we see Jay next, I would love to see a series of flashbacks, maybe even an entire episode, dedicated to telling the story of what exactly happened to Jay since the merge, because I feel like that is very much needed. We need some type of context. We need this to be explained, because Season 2 Part 2, all things considered, kind of left us starved for Jay content. Not so much in terms of him being there, but in terms of his history, his backstory. None of that was explained because, again, we need to have everything be a mystery, apparently. But Season 3 has the potential to answer all of those questions, and maybe at the end of Season 3 Part 1, or maybe even Season 3 Part 2, we could see Jay finally cured. He could ally himself back with the ninja, fully rejoining the team, fully regaining his memories, but in the meantime, I feel like Jay would make for a very formidable opponent, and a very intimidating villain if anything from Season 2 Part 2 is to go off of. Now, like I've said, I feel like this might just be for Season 3 Part 1, because we still have all of the stuff with the Forbidden Five, and a lot of other storylines, including Aaron and Lord Ras, that need to be addressed as well. Season 3 has a lot to answer for, but I feel like one of the things that it should focus on is Jay. I would love to see that, and if the set list is anything to go off of, I feel like we could very well get just that in 2025. But leave all of your thoughts down below in the comments, everybody. That'll pretty much wrap it up for my thoughts here. What exactly do you think about all of this? Do you feel like Jay could be the main villain of Dragons Rising Season 3, or do you think something else will happen with Jay in the context of Season 3 and beyond? And if so, what do you think of the set list? Leave all of your thoughts down below, and thank you so much for tuning in. That'll wrap it up for my thoughts here. If you guys enjoyed this one, feel free to like and subscribe, do all that fun stuff, and I will talk to you guys again very, very soon. Peace.